Hello everyone, you are watching Surge Education and today we are in our second part of tricks for ratio and proportion. In the previous video we have seen few tricks and basic fundamental things for ratio and proportion which will lead us to ensure some quick procedures to follow while solving the problems of ratio and proportion. So today we are going to see two more tricks that will help you in solving ratio and proportion related problems very quickly. Let's go inside my computer. Hey guys, now we are inside my computer and this is the second part of tricks for ratio and proportion. So let's quickly look at the study plan of this course. So we have already covered the basic principles of ratio and proportion. So today we are going to complete the tricks part for ratio and proportion, and later we will definitely see few more. But before doing that, in the next video we will start with some real problems, and after that your task is to do 10 questions every day from ratio and proportion. You can take any PDF from internet, or you can pick up a book, maybe a standard book should be Ace or Sarveske Verma. You can go with anyone, or maybe R.S. Agarwal. So you can pick 10 questions. My suggestion should be start with some easy problems and gradually you can go to some harder problems later. So before going to start with the tricks for today's video, always remember basics of quantitative aptitude, that this is not a subject, this is a life approach. You have to think the real life problems with this approach, that is called quantitative aptitude. So let's start with that motivation and good wishes to you all, and let's start today's video with that motivation and keeping the goal in our mind that we have to be master in quantitative aptitude. So in this video also we will see the quick tricks based on some fundamental theories. So this is not something magic, but it is the fundamental things that you have to learn to do the problems very quickly. So let's move on to the first trick from proportion. So the first rule is related to ratios, that is a by b. Suppose the value of a is a1 and value of b is b1, and we are considering the ratio, so that will be a1 by b1. So that fraction will be equal to a2 by b2 and a3 by b3. If these fractions are same, means the fraction of a by b is always same. So we can say that if we add all the numerators and divide it by the summation of all the denominators, we will get the same ratio or the value of the same fraction. So how it is working, we will just see with the example. So suppose a by b, suppose a is 3 and b is 4, and if we just consider that we are taking another a as 6 and b as 8, and suppose we are going to take one more, and that will be 9 and 12. If we observe this example, you will see that 3 by 4 is equals to 6 by 8. You can just cancel it by 2 and you will get 3 by 4. Again here 9 by 12, if we just divide numerator and denominator by 3, you will get 3 by 4. So these all are same, all the fractions are same. So that means 3 is to 4 is equals to 6 is to 8 is equals to 9 is to 12. But the thing is, if you observe it properly, you will see the addition of 3 and 6 is 9, and addition of 4 and 8 is 12. Correct. So if you can just multiply the numerator and denominator with any number, you will get some other ratio. Again, you will just add them up and you will get a new ratio that is also equal to the both of the ratios. So this is a fundamental rule. Again, you can check further that if you add all three 3, 6 and 9, and again 4, 8 and 12, you will get that it is 18 by 24. You can just simplify this one and you will get 3 by 4 again. So here also we are getting the addition of other same ratio with different form. You can get a new ratio by doing addition of their numerators and denominators. So you can just add them and you will get a new ratio, but that has a that is equals to the same ratios in the series. So this is a fundamental rule, and you can just multiply any number with this. You can just multiply it by 2 on the numerator and denominator, and you will get a new number, and that is also a same ratio. So you can see this is very interesting, but you have already learned the logic previously in the first video. So this is nothing but the percentage change in the numerator and denominator. We have already learned percentage change in numerator and denominator. If that is same for both, the new ratio will be same as the earlier one. So this is the same thing happening. You can just see it is 100% increase. Again, it is 100% increase, and again if we are adding them up, so we are getting 9. So that means it is 200% increase. Here also 200% increase. So the percentage change is same for numerator and denominator. That's why we are getting a same ratio. We can just remember this form, that a1 plus m into a2 by b1 plus m into b2. These two will be same with the a1 and a1 by b1 or a2 by b2. So you can just keep this in mind and it will be very helpful in the problem. Next one is related to a proportion. So this is called Componendo-Dividendo rule. So suppose a is to b is equals to c is to d. So that means these a, b, c, d are in proportion. Now what does this Componendo rule saying? This is, if a is to b equals to c is to d, that means as per the Componendo rule we can say that a plus b by b is equals to c plus d by d, and dividendo rule is saying that a minus b by b is equals to c minus d by d. Now if we can just divide this Componendo the equation in the Componendo rule and the equation in the dividendo rule, we can just divide this one by this one. We will get a new one, that is a plus b by a minus b is equals to c plus d by c minus d. So this is called a Componendo-Dividendo rule. Now you can use any of these to get the problems, to solve various problems very quickly. Now what is the logic behind this formula? So we will see explanation behind this rule. So here is the explanation. So first one is the Componendo rule. Here you can see that here we have a by b and c by d. Now if we can just add 1 in both the sides, you will just get a plus b by b and c plus d by d. This is very easy, right? We are just adding 1 with in the both sides. And for the dividendo rule, we are just subtracting 1 from both the sides, and we are getting a minus b by b and c minus d by d. Now what should be the component-dividend rule? So suppose this is the first equation and this is the second one. We are just dividing first equation with the second one. A plus b by b is divided by a minus b by b is equals to c plus d by d is divided by c minus d by d. So you can see here b can be cancelled out from the left hand side, and from the right hand side you can cancel out d. So we can easily get a plus b is divided by a minus b is equals to c plus d is divided by c minus d. So this is the componendo-dividendo rule. So a plus b by a minus b is equals to c plus d by c minus d. So this is the componendo-dividendo rule. I hope you have understood how it came, and you can just implement this one in the problems and you can just easily get the solutions. So let's move on to the next trick that is related to ratios. You can implement this rule or trick in the mixture related problems or maybe ages. So let's look at the trick. So here it is. Suppose if a ratio of two quantity A and B is x is to y, and the ratio becomes P is to Q when K is added to both A and B. When K is an amount that is added to A and B, the ratio becomes P is to Q, and initially the ratio was x is to y. We don't know what was the actual amount for A and B, and we don't know the final values for them as well, but we know how much amount was added to the values. So we can determine the initial or final values using this method. So let's look at the method. Here you can just write x is to y and p is to q. Now what is this? This is the initial ratio, and what is the other one? This is the final ratio. So here we have both the ratios, and you have to write the value that was added, that is k, for both the items. Now you just have to cross multiply. How? This is the method. X into q means these two variables will be multiplied, and the next one is p into y means these two will be multiplied. You just have to get the difference of the products. Now you already have the product. Next step is we have to multiply p into k and q into k, and again we have to get the difference. And as for both the quantities we have added k amount, so there is no change in k, so we can just keep it in common and we will get k into P minus Q. So XQ minus PY is equivalent to K into P minus Q. So this is how we can just map the units for the ratios to the actual value, and we can get the actual amount for the quantities. Now let's see an example. Suppose A is to B is equals to 2 is to 3, and if we add 5 with A and B, we will get a new ratio, that is 3 is to 4. Now we just have to solve this with the same approach. You just have to write the ratios first. 2 is to 3 and the final ratio will be 3 is to 4. Now we just have to cross multiply, that is 2 into 4 and 3 into 3. So 3 into 3 is 9, 2 into 4 is 8. So difference is 1 unit. And again we just have to multiply these two, or you can just get the difference of P and Q, that is 3 and 4, that is 1 unit. Correct. So 1 into 5, that means 5 is the value. Now we can see that both are equivalent, so 1 unit will be equals to 5. Now you can just use that value for 1 unit in any of these ratios and you will get the actual values of the quantity, that is A and B. Means A will be 2 into 1 unit, means 2 into 5, that is 10, and B will be 3 into 5, that is 15. And likewise you can get the present value as well, means the final ratio. From the final ratio you will get the values. So 3 unit into 5, 3 into 5 means 15. So final value will be 15 for A, and for B the final value will be 5 into 4, that means 20. So this is A and this is B. Let's try to solve a problem with this method. So let's look at the problem. Ratio of milk available in 2 glasses is 5 is to 6, and after adding 6 liters of milk in both the glasses, the new ratio became 3 is to 4. If initially there were 77 liters of milk together, how much milk was added? Now in this problem we don't know how much milk was added, but we know the initial values for the amount of milk available. Now we can solve this problem using the same approach we have learned in the previous slide. Here we have 5 is to 6 as the initial ratio and 3 is to 4 as a final ratio, and we have X as a amount that was added to both the glasses. Now if we just apply the same formula we have learned, so we just have to multiply 5 and 4 and 3 and 6. So if we just multiply 5 and 4, you will get 20, and 3 and 6 means 18. So you will get the difference of this product as 20 minus 18, and that is 2 unit. Now if you just want to get the value of X, you just do the same thing here. Now it is very easy to do this. The value of 2 unit will be same as, you just have to get the difference of 3 and 4, that is 1, multiplied by X, that means X. Now the 2 unit in the ratios is equals to X. We are trying to determine the value of X here, that is equals to 2 units. Now we have already given 77 liters of milk was the initial amount. Now at the beginning there was 5 and 6 units in corresponding glasses. So the total number of liters of milk was 77, that is equivalent to 11 unit. If we just add 5 and 6, 11 unit means 77 liters. That means 1 unit is 7 liters. So 2 unit will be 14 liters. So the value of x is 14. As it look like it is a very lengthy process, but this is not. You can just use the formula. If you have it in good practice, you can just put the values and quickly determine that the value of x is equal to 2 unit, and we have already seen the total number of units in the initial ratio, that is 11 unit, and you have the total number of liters of milk, so that is 77. You can just do the calculation in the mind and you will get 1 unit is equals to 7, and you just have to get the 2 units, so that means 14 liters is the answer. So this is how you can solve the problems very quickly. You just have to get a good practice. So from now onwards you have almost the basic rules and tricks. You can just use it and you can solve 10 questions daily. If you have seen this video already, you can just put all together. You just go through and take a note. From this video onwards you can just take ratio and proportion chapter and solve 10 questions every day. So what is the summary? So today we have completed the properties, rules, tricks for ratio and proportion. Today we have learned Componendo-Dividendo formula. We have learned a basic principle for ratio, and we have learned a technique to determine the actual values of initial and final ratios, and added or subtracted values. So you can just do the same thing. If you just subtract an amount from two variables and you have the ratio, so it is very useful in the mixture or ages, this kind of problems where you just add something or you just add some years to get a new age or something. So it is very useful in those problems as well. So have a good practice of these things and you can just solve the problems very quickly. So in the next video we have 10 different problems on ratio and proportion. So this is a problem that I have designed for you with all these things you have learned in these last 3 videos. So those will be basic questions and you will get a good exposure how the problem should be and how you should approach those problems. And after that, maybe if you want, I can start a new chapter, or maybe you can ask me to continue with some previous year questions. Please let me know in the comment section, or maybe you can join our Telegram channel. Link will be in the description. You can join the channel and post your queries there, or maybe if you need some more guidance on how to prepare or how to make a proper timetable or schedule to proceed on this preparation, so you can just DM me in Insta or WhatsApp. Link will be in the description. You can join our community in Facebook, Instagram. Let's see you guys in the next video. I hope you are doing well and you are improving day by day. See you in the next video. Bye.